And we're gonna start sharing my screen. Do you guys have any trade you want me to check out for the 3-5As? Or you can post that in the chat. If you have questions about the 3-5As, you can either post that in the chat or raise your hands, and I'll be able to just give you access to. Someone has his mic open. It's Daniel, I think. Okay, there you go. Let's share the screen. So basic rules of the 3-5A. I'm gonna try to find my chat again. Here you go.
Wait,
Yeah, if you're you guys might be unmuted, please.
can you see it?
Yeah, I can record. I can hear you for sure.
No, I'm seeing the wrong thing. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna get.
Let's go. That's exactly expected. Guys, please mute yourself if you have your mic open and you don't want to speak up. So the rule of the 3-5As, the famous Elliott wave. So we have the impulse wave, retracement wave, impulse wave, retracement wave, and impulse wave as a fifth wave. This is the actual. This is how it looks usually for the Elliott wave. The rules are that 2 cannot pass 0. Basic rules. You guys can find books about Elliott wave and all, and add a lot of confluence, but a lot of stress to yourself as well when you find trades. So those are the basic rules that we stick to when we try to find 3-5As and Elliott wave. But you guys can expand that to so much more. But is it really useful for you? That's going to be the question you're going to have to answer for yourself. But yeah, those are the rules of the Elliott wave. 2 cannot pass 0. 3 cannot be the smallest. It must be part of the longest. It doesn't have to be the longest though, but usually it's not the smallest. 4 cannot go past 1 here. It can go in the price region of it and get rejected and see a big reaction, which is still valid, but you need to see a big reaction on 4 and 5. It cannot hang. If I take the brush, you cannot go over here, hang over here, and go pump back up, and you cannot consider this as a fourth wave since it was in the price region and was consolidating into that region as well. And yeah, so you must have as well the rule of alternation between 2 and 4. If 2 is simple, 4 must be complex. If 4 is simple, 2 must be complex. And the two tools that you want to use when you use the 3-5A and the Elliott wave to plan your trade, it's going to be the Fibonacci retracement tool and the trend-based fib extension. Trend-based fib extension is used to plan your fifth wave, where the fifth wave might land, and it's useful as well to plan your take profit. So at this, you guys still have mics open though.
Hell, I'm gonna do about a thumbnail. I do all the thumbnails on the channel.
Please mute yourself, guys.
But it's such a bizarre.
Anyway, I'm gonna try to continue. You guys can still hear that guy, right? Just want to make sure I'm not the only one hearing things here.
Does this mean just because we have a thumbnail and a title that says more pain, does that mean it has to happen? No, this is the question. What do the probabilities stack?
Yeah, very nice. Okay, I'm gonna mute him. Sure, but I have to get out of my. Hold on. Stop that. There you go. Sorry about that, guys. Please mute yourself if you're into the session and you don't want to speak up. Okay, share it back. Open this. Okay, there you go. So we were at the actual fifth and using the Fibonacci trend-based fib extension. If you use the Fibonacci trend-based fib extension from 0 to 1 back to 0, you can see that in this example, it's a pretty good example. 3 is not the smallest. The fifth is at the 261.8 of the 0 to 1 move extension, which is super nice. It should be at the 261.8 or the 361.8 is your goal if you have a valid Elliott wave. Maybe some things like this one here, like this could be still valid. Yeah, so it could still be at the 161.8. You could have a small wave like this one over here and do this. But usually when you see those type of move ending at the 161.8, the retracement of the 1 wave to 2 is not a deep retracement. In this case, it is. But usually when you see those are more like this one here. So you get a shallow retracement of the 1 wave, and now you have the 3rd and 4 and 5 at the 161.8. When those things happen, when you have a shallow retracement, it can be at the 161.8, but it can also go to the 261.8 or 361.8 as well. But it's a good example that you must pay attention to that level, the 161.8 as well. Sometimes, a lot of the time, Craig posted trade signals, and this is happening, like shallow retracement, but it pumps up to the actual 161.8 before retracing back and fill you up and leads you to a win. Sandra, I'm gonna take your example later. But yeah, I'll address that for sure. Okay, very nice. And when you have those, let's revert to the other style, like this one over here. When you see, you guys are messing with me, right? Other people are opening their mics. Okay, please mute yourself, guys. Okay, awesome. Let's go again. Sorry about the cat. The cat do its own thing, like meowing like crazy. It's normal. This is what she does. And okay, when you see the price correct, pass 3. Now it's time for you to let me just do a line because I want to show you something. When you see the price correct past 3, now it's time for you to plan your trade. Let's do a line. Plan your trade, but you need to see a little bit of retracement to plan your trade. So price come back down. Now it's time for you to use the Fibonacci trend retracement tool from 5 to what appear to be A, and enter at the 61.8 of that move as a short. Stop loss right above 5, and you take profit now. Take profit is planned using trend-based fib extension from 5 to 8 back to 5. And you aim for the 161.8 or the 261.8, depending on the level. Now the 161.8 is super fine. We won't aim for the 261.8. And we have a 3.1 risk ratio, which is valid and it's still viable as an actual trade. Now the price comes back up. Let's do ABC. Cross 3, come back up and fill us up and go back down after that. When you have a valid B, like you see the price crossing A again, when the price cross A coming back down, you bring your stop loss to the swing high or break even. And when it cross A, it's time to plan your final take profit, because this is just averaging the trade. And to do your final take profit, you do the trend-based fib extension tool from B to A back to B, and you aim for either the 161.8 or the 261.8. In that specific case, the B could still be extended to the 261.8 and still have a nice 3 or 4 risk ratio about that. In some case, a lot of the case, what I like to see, I don't like to see this in that specific situation. You're trying to short an uptrend. You want to see weakness in the price action. And for me, bouncing on the trend line of the 2 and 4 is not showing me weakness. But if the price goes here without crossing 4, because if A cross 4, like a big deal, you might have missed the trade and the price could stop you out if it comes back up. So, but what I like to see is this thing. So a real head and shoulders. Everybody can see that, right? Left shoulders, top of the head, right shoulder, coming back down. Head and shoulder pattern, and coming to retest at those level as well. So for me, it's added confidence when I see those things, that the trade might be a good one as well. Any question about the rules of the 3-5A, how to take profit and all on that system? We want to take profit to pass 4 wave, right? Yeah, totally. Because when it passes 4, and yeah, totally. The price usually is around the aim for between 4 and 1, and it can hang around the 1 and 2 as well. How strict could be the rule for reaching 1? You mean that 4 getting in price region of 1? Super strict. If you're new to this thing and you start, you need to have super strict rules to not go into no man's land and go into the region of random trading. Stick to the rules. If you have some experience with that, you can expand a little bit more around that. But if the price is hanging into the 1 region, it's in the region of 1. I mean, it's not valid anymore. If price comes back down here and hangs in here and goes back up without getting quickly rejected from the price region of 1, then it's not valid. It's strict. It's a strict rule. Hold on, guys. Okay. Any more questions about that? That setup I draw here, or any other things? I'm gonna try to find some stuff after that and look at the Sandra's trade. Very nice. Okay, no more questions for that. Let's take a look at Sandra's trade. Sandra is on ADA. on 15 minutes. Let's go on ADA 15 minutes. That was yesterday, right, Sandra? ADA on 15 minutes. I'm already on ADA. Okay. You have this. Well, it might not be on the 15 minutes though. It might be on higher time frame. This one here. Okay, yeah, it might be on the if this is your trade. And the lots are gonna happen still, right? You can have a good trade and lose and still be on the right track. So that's one thing for sure. So your trade is one over here. It's a weird pattern. I mean, you could even go on the 1 hour, I think, and see it. Yeah. Maybe it's a 1 hour pattern though. Because you have the one wave here. Like this maybe, and this would be a fifth. Usually we want to see the first wave at the beginning of a new trend like this one. So we have an uptrend coming to a downtrend. So that could be good. That's a weird Elliott wave to me, if it's an Elliott wave. There's a lot of small action into those waves. Let's see, we have one. It could even be on the 4 hours, but yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's validate that thing. Let's go back on the 1 hour. I'm gonna use a trend-based fib extension. Your fifth was at okay, and you had a channel like this draw. Okay, where did you start your channel? Because I see a channel down there, and I'm not sure. I don't like those styles of Elliott wave personally.
I think her fifth was where your third is.
Yeah, even there, I know. That could be a one here, like this. But what I see confluence. You found confluence around that trade by using a CH channel, and I don't see a. Yeah, we might have this. Well, it's not touching at the bottom. Please mute yourself, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, that could be an Elliott wave. Okay. If you guys want to speak up, please open your mic. If you don't, close your mic. I cannot go outside of sharing my screen all the time to close your mic, guys. Please be responsible with that. Okay, from my start from the channel was at the bottom of the left. Here. You mean that? Yeah. Let's go a little bit. Yeah, Anthony. Okay. One thing to take into consideration into that is that even with a good trade, Bitcoin can still do its thing and wick us and kill the trade for sure. You have a trade that I don't see the overall in your picture. I don't see the price action on your left. I'm trying to figure it out. So this one could be a nice one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had one over here. Not really. No. No, it's not a good one though. Let me redraw it because I don't like that. You got this. Personally, I could even see this as an Elliott wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's go with the trend-based fib retracement, the fib extension. It's not touching though. Yours, it's touching. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is good. This is okay. I don't see yeah, it's near. So you went in at around here then. I'm not a fan of that. Because just the way it looks, I'm not a fan of those smaller inner waves inside the main 3 wave, the third wave. And usually you want to bring your It's crazy, guys. Please mute yourself. It's crazy. It's going nuts. We're like 30 in here. Please, guys, manage yourself. Crazy stuff. We're like 100 in the mentoring with Craig and Andrew, and those things doesn't happen there. Maybe it's because Andrew is managing the chat. So
You can keep us mute all if you want.
I did. Of course, but I want to give yourself the opportunity to unmute yourself and speak up, right? So again, if you use a trend line on the 2 and 4, that's going to help you see if there is a break of the actual trend. In that situation, we didn't have any, right? One good thing would have been to see how the price stayed under the actual trend line and coil and burn down to hell on the next move. So for me, that trend line in that type of a market is a must. Craig likes the idea, but it's not a natural rule of his. But for me, it is. So if you take a look, Sandro, at this one here, it could have saved you the pain of that single loss. But again, this is not a rule, and those type of loss will happen sometimes. It's like that. But overall, it's a good. I don't trade those smaller waves, but yeah, that will be a judgment call on you. And if it fits your style and you like those type of waves and you find them consistently, I mean, go for it. Okay, any more questions or trade to review before I go to live trading? Stop drawing on my spreadsheet. You guys are naughty today.
There is a function there where you can just not allow people to draw on your chat.
Yeah. I'm not used to Zoom though. I know there is, but I'll let you. I'm counting on you guys. I mean, you guys are responsible, right? Okay, very nice. Let's start to look for trades. iPhone, you cannot pay Craig 5,000 a month to copy his trade. No, unfortunately. That's it. No more questions. Here you go. Okay, very nice. Let's start again the sharing screen. I'm gonna look for trades. If you guys during those times you have some questions, don't hesitate to not use your mic, but use the chat if you want. Okay, good. Let's do this. So I tend to always start on the 1 hour. Why? Because I like to see the overall trend of an actual of the market to make sure that I trade with the actual trend. I see this, maybe I see a downtrend over here. Here we have an uptrend coming to a downtrend, and we had a lower low. So yeah, market is not looking too good right now, too strong for sure. Sol has a great pre-5A. Let's go with Sol. Let's take a look at Sol. Okay, on the 15 minutes, he said. Let's start on the 1 hour just to make sure we're on the. Okay, so Sol had a big push up. Could go to retest that trend line. Like this. We have what appears to be maybe an actual it got wave in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do we have one? I don't know. Okay, and go back into 15 minutes now that we know about a little bit more about the market. Okay, in this, what I see uptrend coming to a downtrend, higher highs, breaking the highs to a lower high. Okay, and if we zoom in a little bit more, we have a break. One, no, I cannot go over it. So this could be one. 3 is not the smallest. 4 is not going to price region of 1. 2 is complex. 4 is complex. 2 is simple, like very simple, no complex wave. 3 has the 4th wave has many more complex wave in there. Okay, very nice. If we draw a trend line on 4 on those wave here, we see resistance on that trend line, but no real break out of it. We didn't break 3 as well. Okay, you can even use a regular trend fib retracement tool on the old trend from the 0 back to 5 to see if there is reaction on those points. I don't see many reaction. I don't see reaction here. I see a little bit over there. crush over, yeah, maybe that's called reaction, back down. Yeah, okay. We do have a reaction on the. Do we have it? Usually we like to see oversold or overbought on the third and fifth wave, so. In that specific chart, we have the third wave showing oversold, but the fifth is really down there and not showing oversold. But we do have a divergence of price, so price is making lower lows and lower highs, but the RSI is showing us higher highs and higher lows. So that shows a divergence of price, which could be a nice trade to take. If we zoom out, do we have other confluence around that trade? I don't think we have a 61.8. It's too much of a big move to have a 61.8 of that move. So maybe this one. Not even. Okay. What scares me right now would be to that Sol might want to go to retest that trend line over here. But in the other hand, that trade is smaller enough that the trade could be done by that time that it decide itself. So I'm gonna watch it. Let's fib the actual, yeah, I forgot to fib the we don't have the 361.8 hit. I don't know if it's because the actual price action of Phoenix. Let's go on MEX to see if it's the same thing, because sometimes the price action on Phoenix might be a little bit weird. Your mic is open. Whoever speaks and
Just to input something that's going on in the chat, does 4 have to be the highest point after the 3, or can you kind of pick and choose a little bit more?
your question is if the 4 has to be higher than 3?
Not if it has to be higher, but if it has to be the highest point after 3.
Well, it must make sense, yeah, because right now we see a big pump coming back down, big pump. For me, this is the actual fourth wave. Could be that though, right? But it needs to be higher than 3, and I don't quite understand your question. Yeah, it must be higher than 3, but
I think when it sometimes 4 to get that 2-4 trend line, there might be a high point, but there might be one that's slightly lower, but it makes that 2-4 trend line make sense.
yeah, you need to look at it, and it does need to make sense, and it does need to be either complex or simple and have the rule of alternation. So sometimes it jumps into your face. Like for me, this one here has complexity.
You're not sharing a screen at the moment.
Okay. So this one here shows me complexity. I know that this could be a fourth wave. I know you guys could draw it, but it doesn't change the actual trade. The fourth wave placement until the actual A wave comes back up. It doesn't change the trade it's just used for the validation of that Elliott wave.
Okay, yeah, that could be the question. It was just kind of if it had to be that high, because I guess your 4 is actually lower than the previous high, if that makes sense. But if it doesn't matter so much in the trade, it's just you're seeing the full 4 before it starts going down again, and that's fine. I get it.
Yeah, it needs to be consistent. I mean, it needs to jump into your face. If it doesn't and it feels forced, it might be forced. So okay. As for, I'm on MEX right now, trying to chart to see if the price action is a little bit different. The price action is different. When the 5th is on no man's land right now, between the 2, and that is kind of scary for now. I wouldn't take that based on that. The actual one wave planning, the 5th wave is not at the 361.8 or the 261.8. It's actually in the middle of them. So yeah, that for me is a no-go, just for that specific reason. What if you don't count the wick of the 1? Now, if you want to go into that that area of things, even there, let me try. If I go there, even there, we're pretty past the 361.8. No, you're not. Yeah. Oh, that's a good question. Do we count the wicks? The problem with that market that we're in right now is that we have a lot of wicks, a lot of quick wicks, sometimes a price revert, because we have so much volatility and so much order getting filled when those wicks appear. I'm usually a guy which includes the wick because it's part of the price action. If everything, like we have a divergence of price, so I could consider still that as a good trade, even if we go to that level. But for me, if that is a little bit of breaking of the rules, and I need to see other stuff around it, like the break of that trend to consider it for sure. But right now, yeah, I'm still gonna keep an eye on that. See, I'm gonna see where the market is gonna take us, and what Bitcoin is gonna do. I can hear people breathing in their mic. Please mute yourself. There you go. I mute the guy. Awesome. Let's go on the other trades then. Any other people have other stuff they were already looking at? Would that make 3 and 4 work? Yeah, it could. The 3 and 4 could. The problem with some of the 3 and 4 is sometimes you can see them at many places. This is where it's getting a little bit dangerous. What the Elliott wave I like the most is the one that are defined. You cannot place the 4th wave anywhere else than at that specific spot. So I think I found the 3-5 on our 5-minute quite large. Let's go. I'm going to continue on MEX for the charting. If we have a good charting on MEX, I'm going to switch back to FEMEX to see if we have the same price action on there. Okay, ARB. Arbitrum on 5 minutes. Yeah, on 15 minutes, you mean 5 minutes? Yeah, it's more than 15 minutes or even on 30 minutes. If this is the one. No, this is not. I don't like those big wicks here. The fact that we have maybe a 1, but if we go over here for the 3rd one and 4, we still have big price action in the 3rd wave that is quite large. If you take a trade, do you look at Bitcoin before taking it? Before that kind of market we're in right now, no. Now, since we have a little bit less participant to the market, I would. Like, are we at support? Are we breaking support and resistance? That kind of thing might be an interesting point for sure. On ARB, I don't like that wick here. It's a weird wick that looks like a 5th wave, but it's not. Let's try to do the Fibonacci trend base on this one here. The 461.8 is a no-go for the individual trade system. If you want to trade that, you can trade it. But I know Craig it doesn't. If this is the 1st wave, then we're at the 161.8 and we have a shallow retracement of this one. Okay, and if we go at this level here, no, we still have no go. ARB is a no-go for me just because the 5th is either at the 461.8 of the one move, or if we choose another move for the one wave, we're not at the 261.8 or the 361.8, where I like at the 161.8. And yeah, for me it's a no-go though. We're not on an actual level on the Fibonacci scale as far as the 5th wave goes. Other questions? Yeah, the wicks are pretty nasty right now. Those make your trade hard, and it makes your charting hard as well. Okay, let's go on the 15. Let's take a look at those. If something is jumping out of the chart, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 could be one here. That's Avi. So we have support over here. So one wave coming like this. We did make a lower low though on that level in the 15 minutes. If we plan with the Fibonacci trend base with extension, almost at the 361.8, but not quite there yet. Yeah. No go. That's ADA. We already covered that. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Those big moves are scary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't like that. Alpha. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe no. We didn't have 5. The 3rd is above. Okay, no go. 1, 2, 3, 4. We had one, I think, in the. I don't know if you remember on the last mentoring session on the last Wednesday. I think we saw the actual trade on this one. The like this one here. We didn't came up to entry, so we didn't have time to signal anything. But if we take that from 4, we didn't even reach the 61.8 and the other move either. So, but that could have been a good trade, right? So if we take just our entry, just to make sure we complete the actual trade idea, that would have been, yeah, something's very nice to have around that style of trade. So that was a valid one and was validated by the actual, as far as I can remember. Yeah, a little bit past, but lots of reaction at this point. So yeah, this one was 1. Now, do we have another one in here? Let's fib the first wave. 461.8, no go. Maybe this one is the first wave. If it is, then we might still see this 1, 2, 3, and 5 like this. I'm gonna watch that. If price comes back down, maybe from another push from Bitcoin. Let's go on ARB. We already went on it. Atom, with stuff going on, nothing really idiot waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, but we were still missing a 5. No, we passed that. No go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe on AVAX we still have 5. Waiting for 5 again. Those markets are hard. When Bitcoin's dump like that, it's either makes a good reaction on those level or it doesn't. Like some of them are really doesn't. 261.8 hit on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's weird. So weird. RND charting. I'm gonna chart it afterward. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is weird as well. BCH. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe. But the one wave is pretty big. So big. Nothing good on there. BNB. BNB had a nut trend over here, retest. Maybe this one over here, retest and follow it back down. So into a new downtrend. Maybe some things like this. Like this. So this could be a CH1. I'm not going further into that because we're trying to find the 358 system, but we have a nice, no, we like to see retest of those trend lines. So that's a no-go for CH1. But we're going, we might retrace on that one though, but 1, 2, 3. The third one is either super weird and let's fib it. Yeah, 361.8 is hit. Okay, let's take a look. So this could be a one wave. This is a huge fourth wave and a fifth wave over here, maybe. Let's put a trend line on this thing over here to see if there is a long way for us to go. And if the price breaks the trend line, usually it's gonna break the actual fourth wave. And when it breaks fourth wave, usually we don't get into that trade because price might already been doing its thing already. So we might have missed that trade. I'll watch it just for the fun of it, but I don't think we can get into that for sure. That's Bitcoin coming a little bit back up. Bitcoin is weird as well. Could come down to retest that level though, on the short time frame. Scary move and making everybody scary again. Okay, we could have this though. 1, 2. It's weird. Super. So 2 is really complex, like crazy complex. And let's see. I think the third is not is not the smallest, but the fact that 1 is so big. Yeah, don't like that. Chili's nothing to see here. I think 1, 2, 3. Too big of a wick for that. That wick just killed us all of a trade that we had planned. Weird. That's weird. 1, 2, 3, 4. The third cannot be above fifth, so if that is realized, the price would need to crash back down more and go to the fourth wave. So not valid. Done. We have this over here, and an uptrend coming into a downtrend. That is looking nice though, DYDX. So we could have one over here, and this one over here. The third wave is not the smallest. The fourth wave is complex, two is simple. Let's fib it. 0 to 1, that back down to 0. We have the third wave getting hit. And we have the reaction out of it. Okay. Okay, am I right on point for my fib? Sometimes you're like a hair off, and it does make a big difference. Okay. This could be a trade. This could be the fourth over here, which is still complex. Yeah, and for me, I'm going to put a trend line over those highs, those lower highs. And again, I'd like to see the price come back up, maybe like this one over here, crush that one, come back to retest at the 61.8, like this one, right on it. And we fill us in at the trend line of those one. This would be an ideal trade for me. Do we have third wave and we don't have do we have a divergence? Well, the price is making lower high, lower low, and it doesn't make a full-blown divergence, but it is a divergence because the price is not making lower lows. The RSI is not making lower lows on the RSI, so that could be an actual divergence. But I think that one is going to be on the 30 minutes. Yeah. So we could see this again. This could be the fourth, or this could be the fourth. But in that specific situation, it doesn't change really a thing because the third wave is still not the smallest. And the fourth wave is just there to give us indication on where the price could go after we take the trade. So yeah, this one is a nice one. I'm going to watch that. I'm going to put an actual alert above that trend. So if price come back up, we might take that. But if price come back down, then we won't take it for sure. The good thing about that point of the 3 and 4 is that the third one on that specific drawing is oversold, and we have a divergence on the third and fourth. So this could be the fourth wave, but it gave us a long time for us to come back up, back down, and back up. So we might see that happening in days. I don't know about that, but yeah, it is what it is. We have a trade, but we have to wait for it now. Anybody have question about this? What I liked about this one is that when I draw a line on the bottom of that uptrend and it's breaking it, it signifies for me that I need to look for one wave. And this one is actually at the break of a trend. And the fourth wave actually is oversold on the third and fifth. And yeah, let's put a fib on that. Let's take a look at a fib level. So we have here no real reaction. We have reaction over here. No real reaction over here, but we have reaction at a 61.8. Yeah, it could be, it doesn't add that much confluence around that trade. But if we zoom out, sometimes we do, because we could have, that's an uptrend over here. And this could be the top of the trend. Let's loan it back down. I don't see any reaction over there. Okay. Do we have a reaction if I use this one over here? I see reaction. I see this one. This is a wick, but this is reaction. This is a reaction. This is a reaction. Okay. If I clone this one over here, we're already past that. So this is not the CH channel is not as a confluence unless we maybe zoom out. If we zoom on the 1 hour, do we have something? Huh. No, we still have space for it to go back down for that. So it's not confluence. 61.8. No 61.8 of that move. We have the 61.8 of this move. Okay, so we have a 61.8 of the previous wave at those level. So that's had a confluence for sure. So okay, I'm gonna watch that one. That one is, I think this one is nice. So DYDX on my checklist, on my watch list. Anybody have questions about that trade? Nope. You guys can still hear me though, all right? Are you still with me? Okay. Do you always look for trend break? In that type of market, I always do. It's not a rule. This is a me thing that I look for. For me, it is because it shows again that the price broke the actual downtrend. So if price comes back here and is rejected, I don't want to get into a long on that. The trend line actually prevent the price from breaking it. So the seller came in, the buyer are not there. I'm not jumping into a long. In that trade, would you be looking to enter on the down after A? We always do, we always wait for the B to enter. So price could do this over here, like this, but we always enter at B. We don't enter sooner than that. The Lewis, I use the term previous wave, but this is the most recent wave. Right? If you zoom out, we see lower low, higher highs, higher low, higher highs, higher low, failed to make a higher high, but we still have that 61.8 of that previous move helping us and supporting us in the trade. Makes sense, Lewis, or do you want me to? You're not using the 0 point of the current elevated wave as a, well, if I use this one, if I use my fib retracement on the top here to the bottom of it, that's your 61.8 of that move, but it's not the retrace move. This is to aim for maybe a take profit, because you can see if the price comes back up, we're going to watch for this one, because this is the actual 61.8 of that move. If price wants to bounce downward as a short, then this would be the strongest point of a reversal of that specific move. But if you want to check for strongest point of reversal upward in an uptrend, this is your move that you want to fib. I mean, your 61.8 of yours currently, your fib isn't have anything to do with Elliott wave. It doesn't have to do with Elliott wave. It's finding confluence around your trade. So this is the other move. 61.8 of that move is over here. That is added confluence that the fifth is the fifth, and it's protecting your trade. Because if you're entering here and the price want to push back down, the seller still has to beat the buyers that are at those levels. Okay, so DYDX, let's go on other chart quickly to see if we have downtrend, AGLD, no. That's heat. Oop. Ethereum. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe this one here. But it's not, it's just in consolidation right now. So yeah, I won't consider that. I want to break that trend, not a consolidation for the finding new one wave. So we have this one over here, which is uptrend, maybe this one. Uptrend coming to a downtrend. This could be a one wave, but again, that will mean that, yeah, already flying that back down to the 361.8. So no go. Galaf, same thing. JMX, maybe, because we have a nut trend over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, maybe, like this one. Okay, let's fib that thing. 461.8. Could be a valid one, but we're not taking that based on the fact that we're stopping at the 361.8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So maybe this is high. I don't know that trade. It's Rami put me up to the high coin. I don't know that going. Okay, so we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 small. Yeah, maybe the third one is not the smallest, but it's super close to it. Fifth is at the 261.8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 is complex, 4 is simple. Could also be this. Could also be this, and this would make the third one smallest. Yeah, all chart looks similar. Yeah, some of them are a little bit different, but overall they all look the same for sure. Touch over here, hang in here. Yeah. Could put a watch list on the high here. Yeah. I'll see. I'll put a reminder. Injection protocol, injective protocol. I don't remember the name. 1, 2, 3. I don't see anything. Joe. So much movement, no. LDO. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe. We have this over here, but it's a shallow retracement at the fourth wave. Forget about that. And if we go over here, we're pretty much at the 61.8 no-go. Link. That's the link from yesterday. I'm gonna delete that. So much pain. No, not so much pain, but yeah, it happens, guys. Those type of trade happens when Bitcoins want to shake us down. It will remove those. 1, 2, 3. Maybe this one here could be a higher time frame. Something like this going back down. We'll see. We'll see about that. For this one, LTC. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, this cannot be it. 1, 2, 3, 4. We still have to wait for it. And this one is going to be again at the 461.8 or the 261. Oh, nice. 261.8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Price must, yeah. I don't think the price is going to come back down. It needs to crash again. So I'm still going to take a look at it just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We still have to have one big push down. Yeah, those big wicks right now. If you see huge wicks like this one, those are not good for the 358. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to. Sometimes you have to sit down and wait for the next move, though. If you rush things, you're gonna lose. So. I see our RDND. Someone posted that into the chat, right? I have a hard time figuring the one wave structure. Maybe this one here is a 1, 2, 3. Maybe this one here is a one wave. No, is this one a one wave? Maybe. So this could be a one wave. But we're the only thing I don't like about that is that we're not taking into consideration the actual full price action. That for me is a one wave. Starting from mid price action over there, I have a hard time justifying that trade to myself. But yeah, it could be a nice trade, but I don't see it. Yeah, not so much thing, right, guys? Sorry about the market. I'm saying sorry about the market. It's not my fault though. But yeah, it is what it is. You're gonna have sometimes you have to sit down and wait for the actual price action to show your hedge, and this is what we're gonna do right now. So this is gonna put an end to the mentoring session. I know it was a little bit more boring than the other ones since we don't have a good price action, but I still think, and I hope you guys had a good value out of this. This is going to be recorded and posted by Andrew on Teachable as well. So I hope you're gonna get a few trades in a few coming days, and stay safe, people. Take care.
Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.